Welcome to Politics and Why with Skye. Right now I'm with Inna Vernikov. She's running in City Council District 48 in South Brooklyn as a Republican. And that is a very hot race that everyone's paying attention to. So welcome to the show, Inna.
Thank you for having me on, Skye.
No, of course. So tell us how it's going and a little bit about your platform for people who don't know you.
Sure. Look, it's going great. We're getting extremely positive responses from people on the street. As you know, my district it's District 48. It encompasses Brighton Beach, Manhattan Beach, Sheepshead Bay, Midwood, parts of Midwood and Gravesend. So there's a large part of a Russian-speaking community, former, immigrants from the former Soviet Union. There is a large demographic of Orthodox Jews that are towards Midwood in the Midwood section. And then there are pockets of different other demographics as well. My platform is, I've been talking about my issues and, it's really been the same thing. The number one issue that I know people are concerned with is crime. So in this district, everyone loves the police and everyone is equally frustrated about the movement to defund the police, whether it be moderate Democrats or Republicans. Everyone wants the police. Everyone wants police on their streets. We want to keep our children safe. We want to keep our community safe. We want to be able to go to a restaurant and not be afraid. We want to be able to go on the train. So that's the first issue that's really important to everyone. Is crime. I mean, the bail reform is an issue, but the bail reform is really a state issue. It's not something taken up in the city council, but as a voice in the city council, I could obviously speak out against the new bail reform laws because, as you know, criminals have been arrested and immediately released. So that creates an unsafe environment. The second issue that I've actually been working on for quite a while is homeless shelters. Mm-hmm. So I'm not against homeless shelters, of course. The homeless population needs a safe place to go and a safe place to be. But what's happening right now is that they're building these homeless shelters right next to schools and in residential areas in middle class neighborhoods. And as people understand, some of the individuals in these homeless shelters are problematic. They will do drugs. They are criminals. They're sex offenders. In fact, just a couple of days ago, there was an article, I believe it was in the Post, that five pedophiles were placed, or registered sex offenders were placed in a homeless shelter around schools in the financial district in Manhattan, which is where my office is located, my law office. So, we can't have that happening. We need to find a safe place, a place that is safe for both the homeless and the children. We cannot have this be across the street from a school. The other thing that is very important, I think, to residents of this district, and that is my issue as well, is the gifted and talented programs. Mm-hmm. So, I'm an immigrant from the Soviet Union, and my sister actually went to a gifted and talented program. She attended a gifted and talented program, and I know that children of immigrants have historically attended these schools, and this was an opportunity for them to really do well and achieve the American dream. And right now, the mayor eliminated the gifted and talented programs in elementary schools, and I think it's heading the same direction with all the other gifted and talented programs. First, it was because of COVID, but I feel that it's moving towards the direction of they're going to just get rid of these programs. So I look to fight to restore these programs. So that's another important issue. And then anti-Semitism is something that I've been really passionate about. I've been fighting it my entire adult life. So anti-Semitism is something that I will be able to speak out against when I'm in the city council. I'm very familiar with this issue. I've done a lot of work with anti-Semitism. I've actually gotten multiple results. And I don't know if we have the time to go into that, but that's something very important to me. And it's not just anti-Semitism, it's discrimination. I'm an attorney. I think that everyone deserves to have equal opportunity, and equal rights is very important to me. So if anyone is discriminated against, I will be a loud voice against the discrimination. And then, the sanitation is a big problem. Right. Last year, they defunded sanitation department by, I believe it was $106 million during a pandemic. So we need to refund the sanitation department, just like we need to refund the police. We need to make sure our streets are kept clean, especially in the pandemic. So those are, I mean, I know there are a lot of issues. There are many, but these are really the top issues that I look to tackle when I'm in the city council.
Yeah. So, what do you think is your biggest challenge to winning this race next week?
Honestly, I think the biggest challenge, which I don't think that'll make me lose, I think I'm winning this race. But the biggest challenge has been the lies of my opponent.
Okay.
Forget the fact that my opponent does not want to debate me. Um, you know, they're grasping for straws. They know that I have a really good shot at winning, and there are lies being spread about me all over. And the funny thing is, it's being done not to my face. It's being done by different groups, and it's being sent around to community leaders. And it's really a shame. It's really a shame. I wish that my opponent just came out and debated me. And if he has issues with some of my issues or my stances, he should come out in public, and we should talk about it. We should have a debate in front of the people. And it's really a shame. We've asked multiple times to have a debate, and the public deserves to hear from us.
Yeah, I think that. And part of the reason why I have this show is to really get the candidates in front of the voters in really a nonpartisan way and just present you as a candidate and what you represent for the community. And should you win this race, you'd be one of few Republicans in the city council. There have always been a few Republicans, but do you think that'll be a challenge then, getting your views out there, working with majority progressive left and traditional Democrats?
You know what? I actually think the opposite. I think it'll be great to have another Republican voice in the city council. And the myth is that the Republican can't get anything done because it's majority Democrat. It's not true. I'm sure you know Joe Borelli. He's the minority whip. He's a Republican city councilman, one of three. We've had multiple conversations, and I've actually asked him, let's look at this. I don't just want to hear from you. I want to see it. I want to see the evidence. I'm an attorney. I need to see it. And we went through it, and he has passed in some years more legislation than some of his Democrat colleagues, and he has gotten the same money, the same funds in capital and discretionary funding as the Democrats did. And it's not just like what he says to me. It's right there. You could look it up. So you just have to work it. You have to be someone who gets along with people. I'm not looking to get in there and fight with all the Democrats. I'm looking to work together with people that are willing to work with me for the betterment of my district. Of course, I'm looking to be a voice against the progressive left, absolutely. But I'm also not looking to get in there and get into a fight. I know that there are many moderate Democrats in the city council. I'll be happy to work with them. I'll be happy to work with the next mayor. Even if it's Eric Adams, who's a Democrat. I'm sure there are a lot of issues that we could work together on. I know that Eric Adams wants to restore the merit-based education, the gifted and talented programs. They give him credit for that. I hope he, keeps to his word. And, I think that these things I think it's a myth.
Mm-hmm. Okay, well, that's fantastic. I'm all about everyone working together and having conversations. So thank you, Inna Vernikov, and we look forward to hearing what's happening with your race and next week for the election.
Thank you so much. Thank you for having me on. My pleasure.